Alright YouTube, hope you're all doing well. Right, pickup video number 13. Fucking getting through these. Fair amount of pickups this time around, including a new system. But before I delve into the games, I just want to talk about that big Mario thing over there, which a few of you have probably noticed in my last few videos and wondering what the hell it is. Well, it was basically a belated birthday gift from my other half's grandma. Now, it was originally a Mario quilt cover from when I was a small child. What am I going to do with a Mario single quilt cover? Well, I'll give it to Cat's grandma in order for her to make it into a massive floor cushion. Now, the reason I need a massive floor cushion is a CRT over there, because the worktop, I can't think what to call it, the cabinet, the thingamajig, the piece of cheap wood with all the you know what I mean. Basically it's too low. I'm playing it from this chair. It really crimps up my neck. So I've been sitting on the floor a lot to play my retro consoles. I've just realised you've probably been speaking to the back of my head for that, sorry. But yeah, to play my retro consoles I've been sat on the floor a lot and it's been killing my back. So I needed a floor cushion, and she made that quilt cover into a floor cushion, which I've said about 6 times now. Going well already, but yeah, it's a really sentimental gift and I love it. In all honesty, I've never even seen the quilt cover before. I've done a bit of research on it and I can't find it anywhere online, and I know it was an official quilt cover as well. I'm going to make a quick jump cut and show you the entire thing. So that's the top side, and yep, that's the bottom side. As you can see, it was a single quilt because the design does continue, but it's incredibly thick and comfortable now. I fucking love it. So yeah, I know it's a bit trivial and most people are probably thinking, what the fuck? But I love it, and it's one of the best gifts I've ever received, so dead chuffed with that. Always nice to receive something that's essentially handmade. Right, so on to the games. Right now, last video I said there was a new system. I think I said there was a new system at the beginning of this video as well, but yeah, that system is a complete new one on me because I've never played one of these before until I got it. In fact, I've never even held one before, and that system is a Sega Saturn. Yeah. Not sure if I'm impressed with it yet at all, if I'm honest with you. The system itself I love aesthetically, other than the front, because that is just ugly as sin. But the system itself I'm impressed with, and I can't believe how quiet this bloody thing is. You play a game and you don't even bloody notice it's on. But well, first let me talk to you about the controller. I was dead impressed with this when I first got it out of the box. One of the most comfortable controllers I've ever held. I love the D-pad on it, I love the button placement. However, it is one of the most unresponsive controllers I've ever used in my life, and I'm pretty sure it's not just my controller either. These shoulder buttons barely press down. To get a decent response out of them, I found that I've had to touch the front of them. So when I'm holding it and pressing the buttons, I'm having to go up there as if they were more front face buttons. So yeah, definitely not impressed with that. I think this is classed as a Model 1 controller though, isn't it? Isn't there like 2 models and then a 3D pad or something? I don't know, you're going to have to fill me in because I'm completely new to the Sega Saturn world. It's such a shame as well because it is such a comfortable little controller. I love the little hand grips at the back. Such a shame, but yeah, I got me a Sega Saturn, and with that I got a few games. First being Command and Conquer. Now the cases for these games are so freaking weird. I've never even seen them before, and I don't know if it's just the selection of games that I've got, but they're all cardboard. Well, other than one which has a plastic sleeve on it. I don't know if that's a thing or if they're broken or damaged or what. Either way, they seem like they're really hard to maintain because all the ones I've got are quite ratty and have, well, I don't know if this is going to show up on camera, but they've got like dents and creases in them and whatnot. I'm just not sure how they're going to sit with me, to be honest. I really like the design of them, but I'm just a little bit worried I'm going to break them myself. But yeah, this is 2 discs, one with the Nod campaign, one with the GDI campaign. No manual, so it's incomplete, but solid. It was dirt cheap. I'm happy to have it. I love the original Command and Conquer. I'm sorry if this is lagging a bit. For some reason my webcam doesn't seem to be up to par tonight. So yeah, that was the first Sega Saturn game I picked up. The second being Virtua Fighter 2, which is a fucking fantastic game, and the case is fucked. It's got a rip at the bottom there, and I don't know if this is a design feature, but I'm doubting it. There's tape all around the edge. I don't know if you can see that. It looks like it's holding the face on. I'm not too sure about that. That one is complete. I'm not opening because it is a pain in the ass to get back together. Right, next is a game which I absolutely love. I had this for the PlayStation 1, and it's a top-down shooter. Loads of fun, especially with a co-op partner. Some of the most crazy characters you've ever seen in any game, and that game is Loaded. I love that quote on the front, body bag not included. Don't know if you can see that. Quick adjustment, I have to adjust this light. Right, hopefully that should be a bit better. But yeah, Loaded, and this is a perfect example of what I mean about how to maintain. It's got like a tear on the front. Such a shame, because I really like the cases. Right, this is the one with a plastic cover, and that game is Sonic R, which is quite frankly one of the worst games I've ever played, but nonetheless I'm happy to own it. I'll show you the side as well. And it is complete as well. Happy to show the inside of this one because this case actually feels sturdy. It's actually plastic rather than cardboard. But yeah, that was my Sega Saturn pickups. It's 4 games so far. Only had the system a week. I'm enjoying playing Loaded and Virtua Fighter, but that controller's putting me off big time. So I'd really appreciate it. I know there's some big Sega Saturn fans out there. 16-bit Brit, I know you're into the Sega Saturn big time, so I could do with some recommendations from you or anyone for that matter. I've got a couple more on the way, but I won't tell you what they are. I'll show you what they are in the next video. And I'm drivelling. Right, next pickup is for another Sega game. It's a Mega Drive game. It's complete, and that game is X-Men. And this game is absolutely fucking fantastic and has some amazing box art. Look at that. Awesome. I've actually recorded a gameplay of this as well, so that should be up some point in the week. Right, onto some PlayStation 1 pickups. First being Roll Cage. Yeah, I managed to get my hands on it pretty much the next day after that last video. Fucking flare. I don't know where it's coming from. I guess the lighting's pretty poor in here tonight. Ah well. But yeah, I talked about this enough in my last video. Absolutely love this game. Plays as well as I remember it playing, and it's in absolute spanking condition as well. Well, you can tell. Look how shiny it is. You can't see any scratches on it. All complete as well. Right, next we have another PS1 game, and that game is Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Battle 22. Now this game is appalling, but I saw it for £1 in a charity shop and just had to pick it up. I have huge nostalgic value to anything Dragon Ball Z, in particular one PlayStation 1 game that was never released here, but I got it imported from a catalogue that got sent to me when I was very, very young. The catalogue was a company called Wildcat, and no, it weren't Wildcat, what the fuck am I on about? It was King Cat, and in the back they had a load of import games, and from there I managed to get an action replay for my PS1 and a Dragon Ball Z game called Dragon Ball Z Legends, and that game was absolutely fucking fantastic. Although I couldn't understand what the hell was going on, it was bloody brilliant, and I can't bloody get my hands on the game anymore. I know I'd have to get myself an action replay again so I can play import games, but highly recommended if you can get that game and you're into Dragon Ball Z. But yeah, Ultimate Battle 22, piss poor. I don't really recommend it at all. Next we have a PSP game for a change. Haven't made a PSP appearance on my channel for a while now, and it's another Dragon Ball game, and that game is Dragon Ball Z Shin Budokai. Now this game is bloody fantastic. I've been playing this a fair bit recently. Absolutely adore it. Nice to have a PSP game with a coloured side as well, because usually they're bloody plain white. Fucking Sony. And next we have a PlayStation 2 game, and that game is Super Dragon Ball Z. I am sorry about the light flare. Yeah, I hadn't heard of this game at all, so when I saw it out in the world I had to pick it up. I believe it came out after the first 3 Budokai games, so it was in between Tenkaichi and Budokai, and it's on 2D plane, and I believe one of the developers from Street Fighter was involved in this, and I played a fair amount of it so far, and it's really, really good. I really enjoy it, much more than Tenkaichi and Budokai. So yeah, if you can get your hands onto this and you're into Dragon Ball Z, or even just beat 'em ups, I recommend this one because it's quite good. Right, next we have a few Xbox original games. I'll start out with one I haven't played yet, and little to no interest in it, but the whole buy one get one free thing, I had to pick something up, and that game is Mecha Assault. No idea what to expect from this. I usually like mech games, but I don't know, we'll see. I'll show you the sides please. Right, next game is the one that I bought to get that one free, and couldn't have a video about beat 'em up making a feature other than the Dragon Ball Z ones, but they're excluded. They're different. They're Dragon Ball based, and that game is Dead or Alive 3. Absolutely fucking cracking game. Plays amazingly. I actually prefer this to Dead or Alive 4, and we've got Dead or Alive 5 around the corner now, so can't wait to pick that one up. I hope it's more like this rather than Devil May Cry. What the fuck am I on about? Rather than Dead or Alive 4. But yeah, cracking game. I'll show you the side. Which is, I don't know what it is with Xbox originals. They all seem to have like lime green sides. It's really, really odd. And lastly, for Xbox originals, we have Metal Slug 3. What the hell is there to say about Metal Slug 3? Absolutely awesome game. I think most people love this series, and this is one of the best. Right, next we've got a small pile of Xbox 360 games. Couldn't make a video, or couldn't have some pickups about Xbox 360 games. You should expect this by now. But yeah, first being Game of Thrones. Now this game is getting a lot of flack. I mean, one YouTuber recently posted a video saying it was actually the worst game he'd played in 5 years, which I think is a little harsh if you ask me. I can think of thousands of games worse than this. This game is essentially a fan service. If you're not into the series, or you've never watched the series, or you've never read the books, I would avoid this, to be honest. It is an RPG, and it is similar to Dragon Age in some respects. It is basically just a media-core RPG, but the story is canon to the series, and it runs alongside the events from the first book. So if you're wanting to get this but are worried about spoilers, it doesn't actually cover anywhere outside of the first book onwards, so you're safe to play this if you've read the first book or have seen series 1 of Game of Thrones. I've not played too much of it, but I am quite enjoying it. It really doesn't deserve the flack it's getting in my eyes, but then I'm a fan of the series. Well, more than a fan, I fucking adore it. But I'll show you the side, if you can see it. Next we have something that's rather dented up, but I'm happy to have it nonetheless, especially for the price I got it. I got this from a company on play.com called Factory Refurbs, and I managed to snag it for £25, which is a surprise because usually these sell for around £60, but then it is dented to fuck, and you should expect that from a company called Factory Refurbs, I guess. But yeah, that game is Mass Effect 3 Collector's Edition, which is actually a really nice Collector's Edition. Now you're probably looking at that going, it actually looks in fairly okay condition. Well, I'll show you where it's dinged up. I'll show you where it's really, really dinged up. Back of the tin, perfect. Looks fine, doesn't it? Done any more? That is a heavy duty ding. Really, really heavy. It makes it hard to open and close the case as well. As you can see, it snaps all the inside. But I've not played the game yet. I've played the multiplayer, which is actually really good. I was really surprised at that. I won't be playing this until I finish Mass Effect 2, which I know is a bit contradictory because I've had a Mass Effect 3 poster up there for the longest time, but I'm a huge fan of the first Mass Effect game, and that's pretty much the only poster I could get of it at the time. I'll quickly show what else is in this edition. While it's to hand, I guess. You get a little N7 Velcro patch, a Normandy postcard, Mass Effect Invasion comic. I haven't actually flicked through this yet, to be honest, but the artwork's pretty nice. If I can show you a page with some recognisable characters on it. There we go, look at that. I love the Krogans. So yeah, I'll have a quick flick through that while I'm on the John or something. And then we have the art of Mass Effect 3. I love these hardback art books that come with games. I'm a really big fan of them. Let's show you some of the better artwork in here. There we go. I love that kind of shit. I love flicking through these. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, very happy to have that. Right, next we have Dead Rising 2 Off the Record. It's such a shame they didn't make a steelbook of this to go with the other two steelbooks I've got, but ah well. It's got a fantastic back cover, this one actually. Love that newspaper style. Show the side. It's got a plain white side but has the logo. That's how they should be done. Yeah, this game is absolutely fantastic. If you're a fan of Dead Rising 2, I highly recommend getting this one. It's just a what-if story if Frank West... It is Frank West, isn't it? I'm sure it is. I think I've got his name wrong. Maybe, possibly. It's basically if he was the centre of attention during the events of Dead Rising 2, and the game is vastly improved. Shortened loading times, which are a major problem in the original Dead Rising 2, and you've got random challenges scattered throughout the game now as well, which really adds to the life of the game. Next we have one of the worst driving games I've ever played, let alone on the system, and that game is Juiced 2 Hot Import Nights. The cars control awfully, awful graphics, awful voice acting, just a piss poor game. Avoid this one at all costs, I would say. Let me show you the side. Next we have Mortal Kombat Complete Edition. I've been after this game for the longest time now, and I saw this drop to £10 on Amazon recently, so I had to get it. If you're going to get this game, I definitely recommend getting Complete Edition because it contains all of the downloadable content and the online pass on the disc, so you don't even have to redeem any codes. It's actually a really good game as far as Mortal Kombat's concerned. I always find Mortal Kombat to be extremely hard yet extremely basic at the same time as far as combos are concerned. Right, next we have a game called Disney Universe, which is essentially Disney's answer to Little Big Planet. I guess that's the best way I can explain it. Yeah, you go through Disney movies, 4-player cooperative, a bit like Castle Crashers but in a Little Big Planet style. Really fun, excellent soundtrack, as to be expected from Disney. Yeah, highly recommended this one. Hours of fun. Next we have a game which I've yet to play, and that game is Halo Anniversary. Love the front cover on that one, love the metallic finish on his visor. Halo 1 is pretty much the only game in the Halo series which I really enjoyed, so no doubt I'm going to love this one. Couldn't give a shit about the multiplayer if I'm honest. I will play it at some point, just haven't got around to it yet. It dropped to £8 on Amazon recently, so I had to pick it up. There's the side of that one. I've just realised I didn't show you the side of Mortal Kombat or Disney Universe, so there we are. Next we have a game which is becoming increasingly hard to get hold of, and I have played it before. I rented it when it originally came out and I did enjoy it to a certain extent, but I found it got rather tedious. Needless to say, I needed to pick the game up eventually, but this game seems to hover around the £20 mark used. I'm not sure why, because it isn't the best game, and it even had a Platinum edition, well, a Game of the Year edition released called Naughty Bear Gold, I think, which included all the downloadable content, which you can't find for love nor money. So I've had to settle with the original. And I've just fucking told you what it was before I even shown you, didn't I? It's too hot, the heat's getting to me. But yeah, that game is Naughty Bear. Not fantastic. I managed to get it for a tenner, so I had to snag it for that price. Next we have a driving game which I cannot rate highly enough. It's old now, you can pick it up cheap as chips, and I can't believe I never played it before because it is fucking fantastic, and that game is Sega Rally. Now, I had no idea that this game was done in a semi-shell shaded style, so that was a surprise when I first put that on. Here's the side of the box, which is white but has the logo on it, so I don't really mind, quite happy with that. But the game is absolutely fantastic, really hard though. It's got a mechanic where you can tear up the track in the sense that you'll be driving along, if your opponents are in front of you, they will actually kick up the track, and the more that other people drive on that section, it kicks it up deeper, and if there's a puddle before that, it actually traipses the water into the tracks that they've just dug up, which makes the terrain really uneven to drive on, which makes it really difficult to navigate. But yeah, really fun game. Highly recommended that one. And that's it for my games, but I have two gaming related pickups. First being something which I managed to find in a charity shop for £2, and I couldn't believe it. I'm really happy to pick this up, and that is the Bionic Commando soundtrack, and it's sealed. It's freaking sealed, and I'm going to unseal it now as well. Just to see what the leaflet's like. You all can get into the bastard thing. Unfortunately, it does have a crack in the case, but I'll change the case at some point. Oh, it's got a sticker on it. Something Else Music Works by Commando OST. Definitely new and sealed. Oh, can't get the fucking sticker off now. There we are, I got the bastard thing off eventually. It's left loads of residue at the top. Ah well, just cop that over there. The disc is actually really cool. That's got some really nice artwork on it. Have a look what the insert's like. The disc has got good artwork on, maybe this will too. No, none whatsoever. Ah well, can't win them all. We'll definitely be ripping that to my iTunes and giving that a thorough listen. Right, and lastly we have a book, and that book is Darksiders The Abomination Vault. Now I'm about 4 chapters into this, and it is really good. It covers the events before Darksiders and Darksiders 2, so the characters are somewhat different in it because they've got different motivations and less mature, I guess. You learn of the relationship between war and death in this. Really good book so far. Highly recommend it, and it's got me pumped for the release of Darksiders 2, which beforehand I had little to no interest in, so I can't really wait for that one. Massive fan of the first game though, to the extent of I bought it on this, got halfway through it, then bought the Hellbook edition PC and completed it on that, which is weird. So I'm still halfway through on the 360 version. I'm gonna have to pick that up and finish it tonight, I think. So So yeah, that's it for this video's pickup. So there's a fair amount there. Really please recommend me some Saturn games, because I want to be able to get some use out of the system, because it hasn't massively impressed me so far. Got a bunch of pickups coming at the moment, so there will be another pickup video shortly, I know. They're coming rapidly at the moment, once a week, but a lot once a week as well. We'll be uploading some playthroughs throughout the week. Still haven't done my bells and whistles for my Twitch twiddling thumbs, but I've just ordered a green screen, so hopefully I've got something special coming for that. As far as work's concerned, I'm actually in a more long-term based temporary job now, so videos probably be 2 a week, if that, at the moment, but 2 a week's good in my books. I'm still going to be fairly active, especially as far as comments and stuff are concerned. I'm still going to try and reply to every single one of you. I've just done a trade with 16-Bit Brit. I sent his package off today, so I'll have a package video for you shortly. I think that's everything from me. I'm way overheated. My camera's pissing me off because it keeps lagging. The lighting in here is really annoying. I'm sweating buckets. I'm going to call this video a night. Cheers guys, enjoy.